Well, hello there everyone, and a very warm welcome aboard for another YouTube video here on the channel. As always, my name is Emily Jane, and today we're going to be taking this Class 455 from here at London Waterloo down to Hampton Court. So first things first, as we've released the doors, or the guard has, because these are operated with a guard, which is honestly great news for all the passengers, is Hampton Court as our destination. And then press Shift F8 to scroll our side as well to via Surbiton 30. I believe these are leftover bits of information from the BR days as to which route the train's actually taking to get to its destination. So I'm going to set my headlights today running. And I'm going to reset my reverse self-test. Yeah, that audio looks about okay. I'll turn myself down a bit. There you go. So, up here, we shall... Oh, it's initializing still. Still initializing. How embarrassing. So yeah, this is our Class 455. These are soon to go to service. I'm not actually sure when the farewell tour is. It might have already happened by the time you watch this. Although I think they're supposed to go with the May timetable change, which is in like 2 and a bit weeks for me. So we are train 2 Juliet 37. And we are again signal 003. There you go. So, that's our train set up ready for departure, and we'll be departing in a couple of moments. What I'll do is I'm going to put a quick cheeky little pause in the video, and we'll come back when we're ready for departure. The problem has occurred to me that it's literally moments later, and I should probably do a capture as we're not really going to get much of a chance. As in 14 miles, we have 11 stops. We're going against a amber aspect now, so quick little capture of this Class 455 in really broad terms. Up here is your GSMR radio. Big red button, don't press that. That's your emergency button. Yellow button is your urgent call to signaller. This is the train FX system. This is your destination on the more modern units, as well as the PA system on board. Working our way down, we've got the door release and door close on the left hand side. Headlights, cab lights, which is just a push button on this train. Demist, DRA isolation, windscreen wipers, a Westcote 3-step brake, which is similar to the Sprinter units. Moving over at the right, you've got your AWS reset, wheel slip cutout, door interlock, door close, DRA button, hazard lights, which you can see just cause our headlamps to flash, and that's basically a cue to anyone coming the other way, so it's a good job we killed it in time. But it would have been cute to him to emergency brake because there's a hazard behind us, basically. We just got interlock, so we're going to go places. Give our beep beep. And away to the race as we go. So our start speed limit today is 15 miles per hour. Would be handy if I reached the DRA. We are against a green aspect, so it's fine. And I've got a notch 3 for the pull away, as we are in the dry today. These are your fault lights for OTMR. I believe that's the engine light. I'm not sure what MA actually even is. Above that is your brake gauge, your main reservoir and brake cylinder. To the right of that is the speedometer. To the right of that is the door release for the right hand side. Couple, uncouple switches, fault reset. Below that is a 4-step reverser. And to the right of that is a 4-step throttle. Above the throttle is also the TPWS, and above the TPWS is the AWS Sunflower. Whew, bit of a full-on lot there. And that is the cab of the Class 455. As you can see, our top speed is 75 miles per hour. However, I'll let you into a bit of a secret. We aren't going to reach that speed today. There is 15. And we're going to sort of flange and grind our way out. I've noticed my headlights haven't actually went off there. So I've reset that now. And then we're going into the 60. So we can accelerate to 60. With a 6-car train, it's roughly when the dwarf signal at the end there goes out of sight. So it gives you an idea roughly of what the length of our train is today in sort of visual terms. So anyway, I hope you guys are having a wonderful day. Mine's been honestly a bit mixed. Like, some of it was really awesome, and some of it's just been a bit shit. So, as you will know, I've gone back to doing contact centre work because honestly, I can do it and I can do it well. And I've got a really good bunch of guys I'm working with at the moment, and you know, I'm really enjoying it. I am, and yeah, today I did my first day of sort of main inbound calls, and those of you who are completely blind and deaf may not have noticed I'm transgender. Yeah. I wish I wasn't. I genuinely wish I wasn't. But today I had literally, yeah, 3 customers in a row. I got, because I was introducing myself to, I said, hello, you're through to insert generic company name here. My name's Emily. How can I help you today? Or, you know, can I stop asking your name, please? Yeah, from generally my line. And, sorry, I know I sounded really inconsistent on that, but I promise that's the line I use. So going down to a 40 for this little speed sign here. Speed off. I'll throw it back, brake off. And we're going putting it on next to a Vauxhall shortly. So, literally 3 people in a row today decided to call me sir or him or, you know, use masculine pronouns. And honestly, it's just pissed me off. And one of them I did put way too much effort into helping. But the best bit was actually, an unrated person called me, referred to me as sir on a call. And it was from a mental health charity that I don't want to. I can't say names because that would be really deeply unprofessional. But it's really quite terrible, actually, what he said, or the fact that it was him saying it from said charity. It wasn't an LGBT plus charity. Just went into step 3 there because we were really coming in a bit hot and heavy. There we go, and we'll gotta erase the doors again. But it was really, this is Vauxhall, by the way. It was just really like, oh, like, yeah, was pretty much my reaction to it. I just had to grab a sip of drink there. Like I say, it was just really frustrating that it happened, and it was someone who worked for a mental health charity that does a lot to help people when having a really bad day. And I've got to say, you know, right now, if I felt I needed someone to talk to, I wouldn't ring that charity. And it just shows how much... I shouldn't have taken power there. Oops. It just shows how much of an impact it has. And I know it, you know, to a lot of people, pronouns aren't that big a deal. And honestly, props to you, I guess. You know, that's great that you can cope with that. I can't. Yeah. See the Shard behind us there, so it's next to London Bridge Station, which we have visited before. Actually, no, we haven't visited on this channel. I have on my previous channel. I'm going to do some South London stuff, Third Rail Country, over the summer. I'm just trying to sort of really work through the items as to what I want to cover. There's my 60. And I may sort of drop the stuff by country, so to speak. But to be honest, I'm just enjoying playing the train sim scenarios I want to play, you know. And up to 60 we go. So our next stop is Clapham Junction. It's about 1.5 miles after this next flyover. The next flyover, I do apologise for the missing textures on some of the 455s. I have no idea why it's happened, and I've got no idea how to fix it either. I've got to say, this game looks nice, like especially the AP stock, and this is a route I sort of secretly enjoy. Part of me feels like it feels bad for enjoying it because of how poorly optimized parts of it were at launch, but yeah, like I enjoy. It's weird. I enjoy it, but I also hate it. Like, I think I traumatized myself on my old channel. I did a route learning video from Waterloo all the way down to Portsmouth, and it was like a 2-hour monster, and I wanted to die by the end of it. And I'm going to revisit content like that, and I've got some content ideas coming up soon. I'll be covering more of the East Coast Main Line soon, but yeah, this flyover here that you see, with the 377 going over our heads, is that is coming out of London Victoria. But it's really cool that you can, like, he's going to absolutely fly down the side of us. He's going to be behind us because we're probably a little bit ahead of schedule. That's something Richard is really good at, is lining up cool, like, AI running moments if you're running perfectly to time. But I'm driving quite aggressively in this video So I'm going to be a little bit ahead of time. You can see it's flying down the side of us there. Yeah. I'm going to open the window. You know what, yeah. And there's 60. I'm going to shut off now. So I'm going to shut that one side, because that's just a bit of a weird sound. So I'm at 60 and I'm coasting. Some aggregate wagons over there in Clapham Yard. With, ooh, a 66 on the front. GBRF. Hello, Richard. Richard, of course, is the wonderful founder and creator in on Dad Rail. There we go, coming down the speed now. So I'm going to aim to hit the end of the platform at about 30. There goes a GBRF 66. I'm going to go to 30 and drop it into notch 1. Break off, and I'll break again about halfway down, probably under this repeater. Oh, it's a clear AWS, so, interesting. There we go. And at a stand, we'll release the doors. I do really enjoy the PEP family, as they would be sort of referred to of units. Like I say, the 455 is one of those trains I really like, and I'm not really sure why. Yeah. What have we got to the south of us there? Southern 377. So I'm going to get my notes out for that now, because I'll let you know a secret again. I actually tried recording this morning before work and ran out of time, so I'm having to re-record it now. Which is why I know the leg out this far out absolutely fine, but after this I get a bit lost. So, Clapham J, there we go. So Earlsfield is our next stop. Is that interlock like going in? Yep, we're going to get in the doors closed soon. There's interlock. Break off. Just before that comes in, we just, yeah, I'll set step 3 so we get out of here with a bit of pep in our step. So next stop, like I said, is Earlsfield, with our start speed limit of 60 miles per hour. So I'm just going to build the speed up. Once I get a to out of 10, I'll go full power. You know what, that's about 10 enough for me. But anyway, sorry for the rant earlier there. As you guys will know, you are my therapy dogs. So, yeah. Shouldn't say bork, bork, num, num. Bork, bork, sniff, sniff. Bork, bork, num, nums are police dogs. Yeah. Building that speed up. So Earlsfield, I'm going to keep my eyes open for it. I believe is on the left-hand side only. Like, it's basically, we're on the slow lines. The way I sort of picture this in my head, we're on the slow lines. The middle 2 lines are the fast, and the outside's the slow line again. And yeah, So just piling the coal on now. A bit of a burp there. Apologies for that one. I am about 5 miles away actually. But yeah, just been going through some stuff, I guess. But yeah, I'm not actually doing proper work tomorrow. I'm actually in York with my manager. She's actually my manager's manager, which is particularly great fun. But she's really nice. And yeah, there's that. So get nice. Thing is that, like, I you know, most days I'm like, oh god, I hate customers, but I actually really enjoyed today. Uh-oh. Steps. Just give me step 2, please. I feel like I'm piling into this a little bit quick. be alright, I think. Okay, it's going to be a bit tight. A bit tight. Oh, yeah. Thing is, because of that late break, when we're actually 20 seconds late. But, yeah, I can't actually see my exact times in TSW. I keep TS Classic, so I keep forgetting that. But we'll wait for the buzz and we'll get out of here again. So our start speed limit here is, once again, 60 miles an hour. And our next stop is Wimbledon. And we'll be passing Wimbledon Depot on the way, which I believe is sort of the main home of the Class 455s on Southwestern. Metal. I also did forget to cover the two-tone horn in this train, controlled by the spacebar and the B key. Which is a cheeky little high-low there. Bit loud, sorry for that. Break off. I'm going to go full power, try and catch those 20 seconds up with another light break, which at Wimbledon is actually very possible. So you get a nice, good sighting of the platform all the way in, so you can brake quite light if you want, without being too worried. So we are going to kick this mother and get moving. A bit of the old rocking and a rolling. Rocking and a rolling. I don't know why I've got the Welsh accent all of a sudden. There you go. You see there's Wimbledon Depot on the right hand side. I've now got the throttle wide open for 60. 2 ambers at this stage is absolutely fine, has no impact on us. I believe it indicates a red at the end of the platform in Wimbledon, which is totally fine because we're planning to be able to stand there anyway. You can see we're now getting the speed built up nicely. I'll slam that window shut. Get a bit of a more enjoyable environment to be in. And there is another two ambers, which is fine. We've got a single, and then that'll be in the red on approach. Sorry, in the actual platforms at Wimbledon. So I'm going to go to 60 miles an hour. Leave the throttle there. And I'll go to a coast now because you can see there's a signal box on the curve there. That is at the start of the platforms. So I'm going to put my brake on going past this signal and go step 2. Step 1, step 2. So approaching a double amber, so we've got no speed restriction entering the platform. It's a nice long platform here at Wimbledon. So I'll go notch 1, notch 2. There we go. We've got the S-car marker at the very end, so I'll go into notch 1 now. Okay, maybe notch 2 because that's not stopping at all. There we go. Alrighty, and we'll pop the rooster doors there. We're in the middle of the day service here on the line, so not going to be one of the busier ones. This is the position the guard will probably be stood in right now. So yeah, but no, it's been a good day. Yeah, like I say, apart from those calls, I did really well. Like smashed a lot of my targets. Like I'm currently like 4 days into the job, and I'm hitting the targets I'm supposed to be hitting like 3 weeks in, which ain't too bad really. Power off, so brake off, and power on. Let's try to catch that 450. Let's go. So I'm in full power just to see if how the train will actually do with this. So the start speed here again is 60, with our next stop being Rains Park. Literally, my notes are Wimbledon, Rains Park's next, start 60, brake visually, Rains Park. New Malden next, brake visually, New Malden start 80, brake on third rail side change, Berrylands. It's just, yeah. There's a 319. So Thameslink does actually come down here with services to Sutton, I believe. Let me actually check that. Does it still run? Because they might not, because that's obviously a little bit older with a 319 going down. But the whole, I guess the picture, shall we say, of the Thameslink has changed a lot in recent years. So, Wimbledon, detailed view all day, Thameslink. So they do, yeah, it's down to Sutton in, so it's Luton to Sutton services. So they actually turn off after Wimbledon Chase. But that's good, handy to know actually. So for me, I may be travelling to Hampton Court, and it just means I know I can get out there basically. Probably cost me an arm and a leg, but that's why I have a priv card. So holy balls. Okay, I knocked it into emergency there when I didn't really need to. That could have just been a step 3. That's my mistake really. Yeah, you can see we're undershooting massively here. I got distracted by researching a destination, which I do suppose is on me, but actually we might, yeah, want to stop very early here. You can see the rear end of the train is not within the platform. So I'd now be ringing the guard going, "Guard, don't, no, no." And I'm just going to shunt us forward to the 5-car markers. So that is very easily done on these units. And that's something I sort of wish that I understand why it's bound the way it is, and that's important. But I do wish, just because of how catastrophic emergency is, at least within TS, and the fact that you have no real sort of physical way of telling, you know, what speed you're at. So what, like, how rapidly you're applying it, you know. I always, personally, I think it should be almost like guarded in a way, so you can, you know, put your brake on full, and then you have to hit backspace to go emergency. But that's just me. So we'll just stick our head out the cab view here, and just give the train a little watch there. Yeah. But anyway, so let's just check our times. So yeah, again, we are a couple of seconds late. Wait, am I? No, I'm not being confused. My apologies. Anyway, away to the races. So I gave my double buzz back. Full power on now. And we'll be, again, we're going up to 60. I believe the speed limit increases just after the station here. Which I am keeping my eyes out for. Oh, bit of slip and slide there. So I'll just not go back a notch to about notch 3. See if the train's happy with that, which it is. Okay, and now full power. There we go. So this will be New Malden next. You can see that's the centre point. I don't know if YouTube will let you see that, but there is a little couple of pixels across dot there above my mouse key, which I believe is the old basically hut for the stairs at New Maldenski. I don't know why I'm doing. Yeah, I honestly don't know what I'm doing at all right now, but yeah. I'm driving a train, god damn it. Yeah, that's what I'm doing, 100%. No doubt about it. I'm not drunk, I promise. I'm just a bit tired, I guess. It's a Thursday night, so there's always that. I've got no idea what time it is, but it's still light outside, so it can't be that light. I've just got my brake in and I'm just going to stop at the end again because you can see it's an S-car marker here. Please stop. So yeah, Hampton Court, of course, a major focal point of the Tudors. There's actually some really interesting stuff about the Tudors and disability. Like, it was actually pretty much Victorian times that made disability bad. The Victorians were pretty awful humans. But like Henry VIII had a wheelchair towards the end of his life, which I found interesting. And there go the doors. In the front we go. And power on. And away we go. With our next stop being at Berrylands. So I'm going to slam it in at notch 3. And pull out here. So, yeah. Do love the formation 4-5-5-1-5-8 combo there. Limping away there. Into full power we go now to improve our acceleration. To our next stop at Berrylands. You can see there's only Berrylands, Surbiton, Thames Ditton and Hampton Court left. Which is about 5 miles of our journey. There you can see the 80 post, so we're going to accelerate as though basically we're unrestricted up to 75. There it is. Oh yeah, I can pull that down. Interesting. Good to know. In TS Classic, I never feel like this makes a difference. I could really just drive like, well, I could drive like that. That's what most of the drivers would be driving like. Or even that. Like, as long as they can see that, that's all they need, which is just crazy to me. So, I'm just going to... So, zooming in is perfectly valid, because I can actually see, like, when you zoom in, it loads more for you, basically. So, it's not zooming in to see something I wouldn't otherwise see. It's loading in so I can see stuff on the horizon, pretty much. Yeah, so the way the brakes are working, you can see it goes up to notch 2, then down to 1 when I go notch 2. Notch 2 is probably my standard go-to. I've slowed way too early there. I'm just going to coast now. I've completely messed myself up with that. But so I believe this train does actually have rear-static braking. This is the Volume 2 pack, which features, I believe, new traction motors that were fitted to these later. Yeah. Oh, God. Notch 2, 4. There's my 5, 6 and 8. So I'll just leave the brake application in there. So one of the sort of pro tips is you can go just right up to the end, basically, if you're unsure about your train's brake performance. Berrylands. Berrylands. I've got no idea how to pronounce that name. However, I presume that at one point in history there were berries here. If not, I'd be very upset. So yes, this is what the train we're driving is part of the Class 455 Enhancement Pack Volume 2. So let's have a cheeky little Google here whilst we wait for the train to be prepared for departure. Right, I'm going to check my manual here. But I believe this is basically, as far as I'm aware, the 455 has had 2 traction motors in its time. And this features the AC variants, I believe, at least. Yeah, during 2016-2017, Southwest SWT retractioned their 455s with AC motors to reduce maintenance requirements. Notch 0 traction power is off. Notch 1, this is considered a shunt notch, and on level track, your train will not accelerate above 10 mph. Notch 2 is around 25, Notch 3 is around 40, Notch 4 is full power. Whilst official documents suggest Notch 1 to 3 should offer 25, 50 and 75 power respectively, the reality is described above. This proves troublesome in poor adhesion conditions, with Notch 4 often resulting in wheel slip as it has here. And notch 3 not applying enough power to make good progress. This is something you will need to battle with, just like a real driver. That's from the AP manual themselves. Alright, so our next stop is Surbiton, which is our go via location on the destination blind there. Now I believe we'll get cautioned on the approach to Surbiton, as we'll be moved over to a different line. And we've got to bear in mind as well, the speed on approach there is lower, so in theory, the signal above there is incorrect, as we're coming from an 80 line onto a 20, and I believe, as it's more than a 10 mile an hour speed change, we should be cautioned by AWS, but we aren't being. So it's just down to my route knowledge to know that speed change is there, and pile the brake on, basically. And, yeah. So the 20, according to the game, actually starts about halfway down here. So that's why I always brake a little later. There you go, power off. At 20. No idea why this area is 20. It'll most likely be due to the nature of the track used, more so than the actual risk of derailing due to excess speed. Notch 2 goes in. We'll just stop about, I believe actually the 6 and the 8s, yeah. You can just see them there. The 5, 6 and 8 all together. You can hear a 158 coming as well. And there we go. Southwest Trains 158, goodbye. You are the weakest link. So yeah, this is the Class 455 on its way to Surbiton. With us at the helm, unfortunately. I don't look like that though. My hair's a bit longer, and I don't wear ties. Unless you're really nice. Go notch 3 for the pull away. So you can see we are signalled up to a 35 there, however we are restricted to the 20, remember. I'll just give it the beans to 20 and then coast and then accelerate to 35 after that. There we go. So you can see it's going to take a while for the whole train to get past that because we are really slow. Actually, we're an 8 car, not a 6. Oops. That's embarrassing. For some reason in my head, I decided during the course of today, pardon me, that 455s were 6s. But I mean 6 and 8s was on the same spot anyway for us. So there's always that. Anyway, we were signalled up to 35, so there's 30. There's 5. Idle. What I can do in theory is just stick notch 1 on. So the terrain will, sustain itself. Or just make some nice noise. Interestingly, that's idle. That's notch 1. So that'll just be the actual resistance making noise. That the train's, the rolling resistance and ting. So you can see the line after it does start to pick up the hill here and eventually flies over the top of the main part of the Southwest Main Line. I'll probably do the rest of this in probably something like Class 450. I'm trying to sort of vary my way through all the vehicles that I like driving. Just, because I'm conscious that there's people who like, Class 37 thrash. There's people who are NSE buffs and think third rails are the way to build track, which as far as I'm aware they're not allowed to build any new third rail. Lol. Yeah. But no, honestly, I've been pretty zonked lately, actually. Especially on weeknights. It's just like I'm giving it 100% at work. You know, I want to make a reputation for myself, and a good one at that. So there's 30. There's 30. So what I can do is, as the speed starts to wash off more and more, to be honest, I'll go over the top at 25 and then pick it back up going down the other side. So not mega bothered, but I'm just going to be gentle with the train. There's a 455 probably coming from somewhere like Guildford. So this scenario, what I'd assume is that's the DC 455 down, a DC 455 down there, and we're an AC vehicle, and that's why that one's got the missing textures, and we, as you can see, do not. And I'll just have to do a reinstall. I'll probably have to I'll figure it out before the 450 video. That's the main thing to trust me on, I guess. So 25 and idle, and then let the train coast up to 30, and then just use notch 1 jabs of brake to keep us under control. Like I say, going down the southwest, it's nice to come down here every now and again. You know, I think if it was an everyday occurrence for me, then I would probably get a bit bored, but I quite enjoy it this way. Yeah, I can hear the regenerative braking kicking in there. So you can see, passing the signal, we do increase to a 45. Apologies. However, there's not really much space to accelerate before we start entering the platforms, and it's, you know, it would probably save about a second if I did, and that's going to cost us more power bills than it is in time saved. So on my peering down the train, the platform there, you can see stop markers for this side. I'm going to be stopping at the end at the moment by the looks of things. Yeah, it's a nice car for trains facing in this direction. Okay, bit of a dive on the brakes at the end there, because I did leave that a bit late. But there we go. Welcome to Surbiton, folks. So not to Surbiton, to Ditton-on-Thames. Thames Ditton, even. So you can see, to give you an idea of the route map, we've started up here in Waterloo, which now emptied itself because of the way AI is done in TS, which is actually done really well. And you can see we then came down here at Clapham Junction. This line here goes towards East Croydon. This line here goes towards Windsor. This line here goes up towards the West London line. And that line here, there goes towards Victoria. And that line there goes towards Chatham. And then this is the line down to Portsmouth Harbour. Alright, 45, so I'll just lay straight on the powers. We're in the sun, so we should be in a good place for adhesion. That stuttering on the speedometer, I don't think is wheel slip. I think that is literally just the way this train's been made. Now, we do need to drop our speed down at this signal because we crossed over onto the other line. Let's see, am I failing? I'm not failing instructions yet, which is really good, actually. You can see about 30 seconds down on time, which is fair enough. You know, it's quite a challenging run, this, actually. Especially when you do hoodless. It's difficult to stay to time because you know you've got to... yeah, so I'm just being checked down at that 25, so I'm holding for that. But, you know, you've got to brake quite late, but you also can't brake late because, well... I should put a bit of juice back on just to keep us at that 30. Over the pipe work we go. You know, you've got to... It's sort of a bit of a fight just to balance the train. But also, this, by the way, this is the only level crossing we will go over on our journey today. As this is Hampton Court Station in front of us. But like I say, it's a bit of a balancing act, really, where you're trying to drive aggressively, but also, right, you know, if I pull the F3 hood up, I can see exactly how far I have to the end. But right now, I've got to guess how quickly I want to be approaching. And honestly, I want to probably hit the platform, because this is a terminus, I want to hit the end no faster than 20. Like this. some floating TPWS grids there. And this train doesn't simulate TPWS, but I want to be going over this next grid at no more than, I believe, 14 miles an hour. Otherwise, again, it'll trigger an emergency brake application. There we go, notch 1. And there you go, welcome to Hampton Court, folks. Thank you all so much for watching today's video. I'd like here for Hampton Court Palace, home of Henry VIII. Thanks for watching, guys. I hope you did enjoy the video as much as I did. Honestly, I do enjoy coming down and driving on this route every now and again. Thanks for watching, folks. We'll see you next time. Bye for now. Sorry for your eardrums.